Hey, what's up guys? David Nussbaum here. So I just wanted to do a quick run through on some of the cars and projects that we have going on, and then end the video with one of my favorites that's in the shop right now. But you guys recognize the Liberty Walk Aventador. This is actually back because it's going to get the Anarchy wheels refinished to a different color. We'll upload some photos of that once the edits are done, but you can kind of see how much wider the Liberty Walk fenders add to the car's body. Again, factory wheels on that. So over here we have an SVJ. This is a factory color. It's not a wrap. It's very, very cool. The name escapes me right now, but it's on the Anarchy S3 X3s. We will have photos of that as well. We just finished this up. This belongs to a really good client of ours, and this is probably one of my favorite setups. Rift exhaust system, very, very cool. We have a 992 Turbo S belonging to my client, just got transported here from out of state. That's gonna get a Tech Art body kit. This car was transported to us from Northern Florida. It is a blue F8, and this is gonna get a Novatech and Largo wide body kit, so one of 15 kits in the world. You guys know Fish Whips. This is his 992 GT3 in jet green metallic on the Anarchy AN10s. It's here because it's getting a new set of wheels. This Aventador, I don't know why it's here, so I'm gonna skip over that. The Tremor, don't know why it's here, so I'm gonna skip over that. Then we got a Bentley here. This Bentley, the factory bag air suspension system blew out, so you'll see kind of slammed in the back and up in the front, so that's here getting the repairs. That has Anarchy AN29 wheels in polished silver. And then you have our 991 Speedster. We sold it and then we bought it back because we missed it so much. So this has the 1016 carbon up the front, Anarchy AN36S wheels, and the Akrapovic exhaust system too. We just finished this Lamborghini Aventador today. This belongs to our good buddy of ours named Mario. We did a killer exhaust system. I think that I'm gonna do a full video on this, so I won't talk about the exhaust system right now. But this has some HRE S111 SCs, polished champagne center, polished clear barrel. This is an absolutely stunning setup. I also heard it was freaking ridiculous. So moving our way back over here, we've got 996 C4S. I actually like the factory wheels, so I switched up the look, put the factory wheels back on, took off the Tech Arts. I might be selling the Tech Arts pretty soon. We've got Jordy's BMW, I think that's an E28? Not sure, but mid-80s 5 Series, and that has a really cool engine swap from a later generation 3 Series, so very, very cool. Lamborghini Ultimate, this is getting the full slew of exhaust system, Anarchy wheels. I will be doing videos of this Ultimate Roadster, so I'm not gonna talk about it too much, but it already has the Novatech springs. You can see them peeking out in yellow through there. Anarchy wheels, of course, carbon wheels. Then you've got another one that I'm gonna do a video on. This is an F8 Tributo, full Novatech carbon fiber, some wheels, etc., etc. We got the Rolls-Royce Cullinan with the Novatech wide body kit, Maserati Quattroporte Trofeo. So that's gonna get some wheels and some springs. I think coilovers actually from KW. But the real reason why we're doing this video is this gorgeous 992 GT3. So the second one that we have in the building, the first one is the PTS Jet Green Metallic. This one is the PTS Ivory. So a lot of people will see this in person and say it's like kind of like a vanilla, like an ice cream color. I'm very interested in seeing what it looks like through video, because when my client was sending me photos of these, it didn't look like it does here in person. And here in person, it looks absolutely stunning. We've got Edric on it right now doing some suspension adjustment. He's gonna be lowering the car through the factory coilover adjustments. That way the stance looks perfect. And I'm going to kind of work our way around to the wheel section. That way I can show you what wheels that this has on it. So we've got two of our cars here, the 992 Turbo S Cabriolet. This is gonna get some 1016 carbon. It's got HRE S101 SCs, and then we've got our 488 Pista on the Anarchy carbon wheels. So we got a lot of stuff going on here. This little piece of nugget is an Anarchy AN36. Now the reason I'm pointing this one out is because Anarchy has never made a 19-inch diameter for this wheel model. This is the very first one in the world. So the reason why we're doing that is because my client sent his Performante to Sheepy Racing and got the twin turbo kit. So we needed some Toyo R888R. I don't even think they're street legal. They're basically track tires. So 19s in the front, 20s in the rear. So he's gonna have Toyo R888R all the way around, full polish. That's gonna look freaking killer. Working our way down here, these are actually the Aventador wide body kit wheels that are gonna get refinished. And then we have these 5-spoke AL13C005Rs, which are going on that Maserati. That's gonna look pretty epic. But we've got these bad boys right here. So we've got the HRE 300 from the Classic Series. It's the FMR. The FMR is that forged monoblock rim, so it's one single barrel, no silicone. It's not like the old school Classic 300 that's a three-piece. This one is a two-piece. This is forged aluminum, just like the center face. Very lightweight, very durable. And then we have this champagne finish here. So it's been a long time since I ordered these. Believe it or not, we ordered this set in December of last year. The wheels have been sitting here in our warehouse for many months until the car arrived. The car just arrived, so the wheels are ready. Obviously, we're gonna get them mounted with the tires. We're doing a 21-inch front and 22-inch rear setup, which I've been doing more and more often on 992 GT3 clients. But this finish, I believe it's looking at it probably either a frozen brushed champagne or a frozen polished champagne. I'm leaning towards the frozen brush champagne. As I mentioned, it's been about a year since I spec'd out this setup. And we got Julio here. He's gonna do installation of the TPMS air sensors, factory TPMS air sensors. He'll mount and balance them. And then once we get them on the car, once Julio is done with his magic, once Edric is done with his magic, we're gonna get it outside and we'll get it out in the sun and we'll do kind of just a little bit of a review so you guys can see what it looks like. So for those wondering, I did actually plan this cream shirt with the cream or ivory 992 GT3. I showed up to work in a white shirt. Then I remembered this thing was coming in and Anarchy came out with these brand new shirts. So even though these are a set of HREs, good partnership between Anarchy and HRE and everything else matched. But as you can see here, we just drove the car back from the photo shoot location. I fell in love with this car all over again. You guys know that I'm a Porsche fanatic. If you have naturally aspiration, and if you have aspirations for being naturally aspirated and aspirations for a manual car, this is the car for you. So Marvin behind the camera and I were discussing at a couple of red lights, which car would we rather have, the 992 Turbo or the 992 GT3? Well, the Turbo's more comfortable, the Turbo's faster as well, but with my cars, I want pure emotion. There's nothing in the Porsche range, the 911 range, that matches this in emotion unless we're talking about their hypercars like the 918 or the Courier GT. This to me is the creme de la creme, no pun intended. So with the wheels, we got the HRE Classic 300s. As I mentioned, this is a two-piece, not a three-piece. So you got the barrel full in polished clear, then you have the center face in the frozen brush champagne. I did confirm that from earlier today. I went back into the file from December of last year. We did the frozen brush champagne. Now, let's talk about the wheel fitment a little bit. This car from factory uses a 20 by 9.5 in the front with a 255 tire, and in the rear, it's a 21 by 12 with a 315 tire. So up front, we increased the wheel diameter, but we kept the width the same. So we're doing a 21 by 9.5 with a 255 tire, but in the rear is the real party trick. So again, from factory, 21 by 12 with a 315 tire. Now, this bad boy is running a 22 by 13 with a 335, 25, 22 Michelin Pilot Sport 4S. I absolutely love the setup. A common mistake that other people will make when ordering multi-piece wheels is having the diameter way too small. So let me give you guys a little bit of a secret. You see this step lip design right here? The wheel is a 22 inch and the center face is actually 1 inch smaller in diameter. It's actually a 21 inch. So if we were to do the factory diameters with this wheel, it would make the wheel look very, very small. It would make it actually look smaller than the factory wheel. So anytime you're working with a multi-piece wheel with that step lip design, you want to make sure that you're increasing the diameter by 1 inch at the very least over the factory wheels. So that's why if you take a step back and you look at this car, the wheels look perfectly proportionate. We always make a joke here that the 911 purists and the Porsche purists will see this and they'll be like, this looks absolutely amazing. And then they'll comment on the photo on Instagram, what's the size? And I tell them 21 front, 22 rear. They delete their comment and they say, this looks absolutely terrible. So, you know, there you have it. I mean, this car, if you want to take it out to the track, you could put the factory wheels back on. You could buy a pair of sticky Cup 2Rs and put them on the factory wheels and then put the factory wheels back on, beat the crap out of them, and then put these bad boys back on. You could also order them in the smaller sizes if you want. As I mentioned, you got to be mindful that it might look a little bit small, but other than that, these wheels are so versatile. They're available in so many different diameters, so many different widths, so many different colors. It's available in center lock, available in 5-lug, available in 6-lug if you have a Viper. So give us a call. If you like the HRE Classic 300s, we can make it for your car. 2-piece version, 3-piece version, there's even a 1-piece version of this wheel. That would be called the 300M. So as you can tell, I'm an encyclopedia for the HRE products. I'm an encyclopedia for the wheel fitments on these cars. So definitely give me a holler through any platform, whether it's Instagram, whether it's email, whether you call us directly, I'll be able to help you out. So my final thoughts about this setup, absolutely love it. You got to lower these cars just a little bit with the factory adjustments, which we did with our technician Edric. I think he told me he dropped it by about 10 millimeters or so, something very, very minuscule. But these cars are generally very low from factory as it is. You can go even lower than that, but this client of mine here didn't want to have any compromises with the ride height and clearance and things like that. So he went with just a small little moderate drop. It does have the front end lift. So when we were coming in and out of the driveway, we made sure to engage that. So lift it up and give it a couple of millimeters extra clearance. From a fitment perspective, if Marvin gets B-rolls and you look down the side of this car, it is completely flush. It is absolutely perfect. We got the fitment spot on, the 22 by 13. We can actually do 22 by 13s on the 992 turbos as well as 992 Carreras. I'm talking about base Carrera, Carrera S, Carrera 4S, GTS. All the 911s can use a 22 by 13. The offsets are a little bit different between this car, the GT3, and the turbos and the Carreras, but from a 22 by 13 perspective, you can fit that across all of the current generation 911. So I absolutely love the PTS Ivory. Let me make sure that the car's still open. Marvin, come around here. We've got carbon fiber trim on the interior everywhere. We've got even the stitching in the ivory. It looks like a cream color. We've been calling it a snow cone, ice cream, vanilla flavor all day. And of course, you've got the 6-speed manual, carbon bucket seats, Alcantara in the middle, on the roof, the fire extinguisher, the yellow seat belts. I mean, this thing is dressed up to the nines, carbon fiber roof. Absolutely adore this car. You've also have the carbon fiber mirrors right here. So the only thing left to do on this car really is going to be the exhaust system, and we're going to get some carbon fiber trim potentially from 1016 Industries. So all of the black plastic pieces that you see, the side skirt, the wing end plates, even these gooseneck uprights, they can be converted to carbon fiber through 1016 Industries. So we actually have a PTS jet green metallic in the building right now that's getting some of the 1016 carbon pieces right here on the front. So we'll see what that looks like. We'll get that on video as well because getting a brand new set of wheels. But let us know what you think about this car, the way it's spec'd, the way that the Ivory is complementing the frozen brush champagne HREs. And let us know what you think about the fitment overall. I love doing these cars. It's my absolute favorite. Anytime we get one of these for YouTube, I get all jazzed up and really excited for it. So I hope that you enjoyed this build. this has got to be cleared out as well. Don't want to forget that, because the Porsche guys go nuts on the forums whenever you see a car with the orange amber side markers. But other than that, this car is perfect in my opinion. Can't wait for the customer to come in a couple minutes. He's on the way, get his reaction on that. And if you want to see more photos of this car, go to our website, www.wheelsboutique.com, and you can go to our gallery where we have probably by now over 500 different 911s spanning every single generation of that car. So like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Oh!